Hello, I'm going to show you what you can do with these snowflakes, all these snowflakes I've designed, and I'll show you what people have done with them. First, to recap, I draw, hand draw, and cut out snowflakes based on objects. This one you see, these are all 5 different snowflakes based on the same source, which is Oxford wingtip dress shoes. And each one is differently composed. Each one and each shoe within the composition is the light sources coming from a different point of view. So even no two shoes are alike in the in each individual flake. Another fun one to do was this one. Let me just cancel that out of the way. Was this one, and these all are the same subject. Let's see if you can guess what they are before I tell you. Some of them you see look almost starched. Some are more realistically drawn. Um, they are the ever popular jockstrap. So you see the wide band and the thin bands and that pouch thing, and all of them are different. All of them are composed differently, as you can see. Probably this one is the easiest one to recognize. You see even here, they're a little bit different. You see they alternate between front and back view. Most of the time I don't do that. Here's another one that does that. Front, back, front, back, front, back. These are all from the side. So those are fun, I think. People have purchased these things individually from me. And for example, this one, I don't know if you're going to be able to see because of the reflection of the glass, but this one is a comedy and tragedy mask, and they are often framed in these sorts of frames where you have the glass on both sides so you can see through them. You can hang them on a white wall without problems, but if your wall has wallpaper, then you might want to just put a piece of paper back behind the frame like this to just hide the wallpaper. And you could also, if you wanted to, have the paper change colors if you want. Other people have purchased groups of them and framed them. These are all about fishing poles, lures, fish hooks, fly fish, and sometimes people put them together in larger groups. These objects that are drawn could represent hobbies and interests that the family members might have. They might just be things that the buyer liked, whether it be a subject matter or just the way the objects looked. Every year at Thanksgiving, I'm invited to dear friends who have a very beautiful house in the North Shore of Massachusetts, and their mantelpiece, as you can see, is very stark. They normally don't have anything above the fireplace. No picture of the card-playing dogs, no seascape, because they have the ocean right outside their window. They don't need to have a picture of it. And every year at Thanksgiving, I'm invited up there, and we hang the decorations for the Christmas season. And what I do is I bring a group of all my snowflakes that I still have, and each member of the family gets to choose one. So every year for the past decade or so, they have been choosing snowflakes. Each family member, there's 4 people in the family, each family member usually picks a flake that represents some aspect of their life that happened in the preceding year. It might be a new job, it might be getting a trophy in soccer, it might be learning how to play the cello. And part of the fun that we have every year is, as we unpack these and put them up, we go down memory lane. And, well, this is what Conrad did this year, and this is what Emma did that time. And it's really a fun way to keep stories alive and to visit things past. Anyway, so we start, there's one here in the corner, you can see, the first one, and then they get more and more and more are added. Finally, the wall is entirely covered in snowflakes, and it's really quite fun. I don't usually see them, see the work that I've done very often. They just are in a box in my studio here, but when I go to visit their house, it's really a lot of fun for me too. Other practical purposes for the snowflakes are holiday cards. This is one that I designed for my parents to give out one year. And it's this accordion folded thing with 1, 2, 3, 8 flakes, each one representing a member of the family. So the first one, fishing poles, that was for my brother who loves to fish. The second one, pen and ink, that was representing me, the artist. The anchor represented my other brother who loves sailing. The comedy and tragedy masks represented my father, who at the time was doing set design, helping with set designs in his town, city. The one below that is knitting, and at the time, I'm thinking, yeah, I think that was my mother who was knitting something, some blankets, I believe, sweaters maybe. The one below that, needle and thread, that was for my sister-in-law, who was making quilts at the time. Below that, a model airplane was for my nephew, who was interested in that at the time. And finally, the ballet slippers represented my niece, who was studying ballet. So this was the Christmas card that they sent out that year. Other cards I've designed for people. This is for a writer in New York City who was working on a number of books, and he wanted a snowflake with a typewriter. So it's a snowflake you see made of typewriters. His initials JDS are typed on the paper. There's also an old-fashioned typewriter eraser you see here, the brush and the pencil. And he had a dog named Lovey, so there's a dog collar with an L on the tag and a dog bone. Another one that was recently done was for a couple who had their first child, and the birth announcement and holiday card were combined into one. So here you see snowflakes in falling, beautiful, falling against a blue sky, and there are 5 flakes, 6 flakes, I guess, that represent a baby. First of all, the one in the center, a perambulator, and above that, to the right, we have the milk bottle, the safety pin on the upper left, a set of blocks, and a teddy bear, and a pacifier. And the caption on the inside said something like, "Christmas sure looks a lot different this year," and then it announced the birth of their son, and it had a picture on the inside as well. So that's what these snowflakes can do when they're not in a box in my studio. They actually live outside, and a lot of people have fun with them. So that's it. Talk to you later. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.